a long time ago just to do my charging, and as you can see, some of them are blown up because I've put them in back to front because I do not think sometimes and just throw them in. Anyway, that's that bit. Hi guys, Chuck's here. We're building these up as a charger unit. Now I've got to clean the back. Yes, Brett, I've got to go and get some cleaner. I know that you would go, oh my God, why did you leave some flux on the back of that? Anyway, perfect soldering there. See that? That's perfect. Yeah, not that I'm just saying that's how I was trained to do them properly in the army, because we used NASA qualifications. Anyway, I need to put a TP 46, TP 40 56 in there, but I need a spacer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark that as my spacer. It's going to be a small little bit. I don't need a lot. Doesn't have to be perfect, guys. And you need a length that will come out to at least here. So as you pull it back, you're going to have some left over. Now to square that up, just grab yourself a square if you've got one, and square it. Make sure, measure it from here to here and get the exact readings here, and then cut it with a Stanley knife. But if you've only got a pair of scissors, that'll do too. Alright, so that's that first bit done, and I've put these on as well. Now I ordered these boards from another company. They took a little bit longer than normal, and I'm starting to think they look very much like JLC boards and not anyone else's boards, but I'm not 100% sure. What's this say here? There's a number there. I don't think I asked them to put anything on there, but yeah, it's got a number and it doesn't say what that is. Some sort of version number, I'd say, but it doesn't say JLC on it, but it doesn't say the other company either. So I'm guessing this could be the other company. I'll list both down there. They took a little bit longer than what JLC would take, but they look like it's a good job. Now I will contact this mob and see if they're a secondary provider or whether they make them themselves. I think they do make them themselves because I looked up the company, but not 100% sure. But I will list them. They seem to have done a good job. If nothing else, they got them here on reasonable time. And we have to put a diode across here, so that's our next thing. Guys, sorry about the learning board. I've got some maths on the left here. If you look over there, I've got a bit of maths I was doing and working out some stuff totally different to this. There's your TP 4056, which is to go here, and you need to have that spacer so that you don't touch your negative rail, which is cutting along through here. Nicely done to the guy that made it. And you want a diode, so you want this diode to come across here. So here, I didn't really mark it, but to this side you've got a positive and a negative over here, and on our diode this is our negative and that's our positive. So I think it's about a 2 or 3 amp diode. I think 3 amp diode. Sorry about my writing. I'll rub that out, do it again. They have to go in here, but the negative is too small, so I had to run out and get some drills. I think about 2mm drill should do the job. You need a 2mm drill. And 2mm too big. Let's go to a 1.5. I reckon I should have got a 1, but they didn't have one. Ooh. 1.2. So you need a 1.2 to fix up the TP 4056s. Okay Google, pause. Okay Google, pause. Okay guys, we're just going to throw this in here. Hey guys, we're going to throw this in here on the opposite side. Now I've made sure, and I'm thinking I might actually mark it, but at the moment I'm just soldering it in. So if you see this, I'm lifting and pushing down the tip, and that actually pushes the leg around and it gets the solder to cut through to the other side. If you look on the other side, it actually solders them up nicely. They're ready to go. So what we could do now is we've got that on, we don't need that tape on the back. I'll clean that up in a minute. So that's what it looks like. Now if I go on the other side, my negative is on the left. So if you look there, my negative on the left, so that's how you want to do it. So I don't know whether I can just mark that. So that would be the positive side of the TP, and that's the negative side of the TP. So that's what we're going to do all the way along. So they'll be your pos. So whatever's hooking onto there is your positive terminal. So we just throw that into there like that. But what we'll do to even get it even more trickier, we'll try and solder these legs in to here. I'll put a bit of tape on the other side. Actually, I might just leave that and do the first two legs in to make it easy for myself. And best practice is to try and tip the top of the legs because they're not tinned anymore. And you need to do that so that they'll last a lot longer than what you think. That one hasn't been drilled yet. I'll drill that real quick. 1.2mm drill bit. And that's on like that. And all I have to do is come along here, come on with the solder, In this case I'm using a larger piece of solder. I'm not sure the diameter, I'll have to look at it. Worst solder I've ever done. Soldering I've ever done there, but a little bit too much I've used. So hard to see. I'll bring you back. So put you in the right spot. So once you've got one leg in, the rest of it's pretty good. You need that spacer to make sure that you're away from the board. That's terrible. Of course, don't wear thongs like I'm wearing because it's summer in Australia while you're doing soldering and you're getting rid of a little bit of solder on down below, because guess what? You burn your feet. What a great idea. So, the next target is to get these ones on. I did have some material here. I had some blue tack, but I don't know where I've put it. And I bet you after I finish doing them all, I'll find the blue tack. Always the way, when you need something, it's never there. So look at that. Glue that in position. Pretty happy with that. Probably a good idea would be to have a third pair of hands to help you out, but maybe if you get stuck, you can always put it on an angle and quickly give it a tap of solder. Probably not one of my finest soldering jobs, but it did hold. Just hold the other side, then I'll clean that up really quickly. I think that went in a little bit further than what I wanted, but I'll clean that up and then I'll give it a quick little bit of solder on top. So we double check that. Happy with that. So the solder's actually gone through the board, if you look, and it's holding that in place nicely. Perfect solder joint. Get the last leg in. Board's fallen out, but you can see that I've got a nice space in between it, and that's why you need the cardboard. I'm only going to do one leg and I'll go on and do the rest of the board, and I'll pause it there. This is a simpler method than using my tool I made years ago. Make sure the legs are nice and straight, and that should be perfect for it. So, what? I'll do the neck again. Gotta say, I love all you guys watching this stuff. I really appreciate it. And I hope you're gonna have a good Christmas, or whatever you're gonna do. If you're not Christian, I don't really care. Hope you have a good one anyway, good holiday. Because let's be serious, we're all human, and we should all be friends in the end. Gosh, I stuffed that one up. And the best way to put the diodes in is use these, but be very careful with them to get the angle right. So only one of them was right, that one, because I used these. Anyway, that's it. With these, make sure you got that, you can see that, the tag at the back on the outer side of it, so you can put your fuse in. You'll work it out if you stuff it up. Yeah, you'll be in a world of hurt. Anyway, still using some of this. Might get another piece of it. We'll just pop it in the middle, maybe. Probably pop it in the middle. Put it up that way, somehow. At least that angle. More talking, everyone. Where do you get your solder from? When you roll, and I'm noticing a lot of it's pretty here now. I'd like something with some lead in it. Or like lead in your pencil, but I like lead in the solder as well. That's it. So that's as easy as it gets to put those in. You need to put 4 of them in. All I have to do now is wait for the fuses. I've got 10 of these, So please subscribe. I'm going to leave the link. I'd like to thank, if I can pronounce his name, Sidel Philipp from Germany. I hope I spelt that or pronounced that correctly. There's his website there. I'd like to thank you for designing this board. Looks fantastic, amazing, and I really appreciate it. And have a Merry Christmas to all of you, and especially the guy that made this. Okay, catch you on the next one.